This new option is great for when it's time to move from high-level planning to the design details, so you can do conceptual drawing of common event elements like truss or stage decks using the generic plugin objects, then move to detailed design by specifying the exact manufacturer product to be used. The main intended use of this command is to replace things like truss and stage object plugins with more complex and detailed symbols that are already representative of the hardware available in a particular venue. However, when working with Vision, you may need to use simplified geometry in order to get the best performance. In this file, we've created some objects using the Vectorworks plugins for straight truss and stage decks, but we want to replace them with our symbols. For this, we've added a new command, replace with stock symbols. Let's start with the truss object. First, select the objects and go to Spotlight, Object Conversion, Replace with Stock Symbols. The Replace Object with Stock Symbol dialog will appear. This dialog will give you information about the type of objects in your file that you have selected. In this case, we can see the straight truss objects. We can also see the height, width, length, and other parameters about the object, which will help us identify which object it's referring to. You'll also see an action column on the right. This column will allow us to determine what we can do with these objects. We can choose to keep the objects, which will make no change. We can also choose to delete them, which will remove them from the drawing. And the other action we have here is replace. This will allow us to replace the objects with a symbol from our resource libraries. On the right side of the dialog, click on the resource selector and choose a stock symbol to replace the straight truss. When you click OK, you will see the straight truss has been replaced with multiple instances of the stock symbol we selected. The command works on other plugin objects, like the stage deck. In this file, we have several stage deck objects that we want to replace with a symbol from our library. First, we must select the stage deck object. Then, click on the Replace with Stock Symbols command. We want to replace these. I'll choose Replace for the action, and then I'm going to pick the symbol that I want to replace the stage decks with.